I'd say don't think that Jesus is sitting in the pew. He's not. If you're going to church to find the face of Jesus and the character of Jesus reflected in the people, consider it more like a hospital. You're going into the ER. You're going to meet some people that are going to help you triage, and then you're going to have to discover Jesus for yourself, intimately involved in your life through reading the word and understanding who he is.
I've never thought of it that way. That's a great... Did you come up with that? Or?
Yeah, I did. Just now.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's the Holy Spirit thing. That's a very... I'm going to have to let that one marinate a little bit.
To add what you were saying, like you kept saying thought. That's one of the reasons, or the extreme main reason I started this whole movement, because when something gets started that increases the thought within a person's mind, that's like, oh, you said something is wrong and you don't know what it is. So the human nature is to seek out that wrong. It always has been. So when they find that wrong, or I'm giving them a way to find that wrong. I love how everybody keeps saying there's something wrong, there's something wrong. You've said it, I've been on a couple other people that said it, but that's thought. When you spark thought in anybody, it can lead to generational change.
What I found interesting too on this journey, we've got a really good friend. His name is Casey, and he hired an advertising agency to do some research for him. He is working on a manufacturing project. And what that advertising agency discovered was that 60% of the people that we know face to face all the time do not have any inner dialogue whatsoever. So whatever they're told, they take
believe.
as truth. Right?
You know, it's interesting because I've talked to a lot of different people from different walks of life, and we all go home thinking the other side doesn't get it. How do they not see what we see? It's so, visceral to our experience. And that alone, this is my humble opinion, that alone should lead you to think, even if you are 1,000% right and the person across the table from you thinks differently and they're 1,000% wrong, if they think that they're 1,000% right, we need to elevate our thought to go, what's going on here? Because these are reasonably intelligent people. These are, teachers and neighbors and professors, and why are we going home thinking the other side is crazy for not seeing what we see? What do you think?
One thing you said, one side's 1,000% right, the other side's 1,000% wrong. When you do a debate, you get judges. So for me, I do forensics. So when you do it, you have the judge, and the whole idea of the debate isn't to debate the person, it's to debate the value. Okay. So when you're debating, I'm not trying to tell that person they're wrong. Okay, you might be able to say, oh my gosh, I'm so wrong. That's a rare coincidence, just saying. But when you do that, you're trying to tell the judges, in my case, or people around you, and in some other cases, that your value or your issue is better than theirs. You're not speaking to the person, you're speaking to the people or the judges and the value. But the second thing is, the reason we all go home thinking everybody is crazy is because of the media. I think it's an extreme part of that, because the media never tells you where the other side is right. It always tells you where it's wrong. I've never seen Fox News say that the Democratic Party is right when they say this. I've never seen CNN say the Republican Party is right when they say this. All I've ever seen is Fox News saying the Democrats did this, they're bad. All I've ever seen is CNN saying they're bad. So when both sides portray each other as bad, then you're set against each other, and there's no way to change that. And I think that's the reason why everybody thinks everybody else is crazy, is because they know nothing else.
And then we get locked into these algorithmic echo chambers online and social media that constantly feeds the evidence that we are right and that they are wrong.
The media gives you a perception of that may not be true.
So how do we elevate beyond that? How do we help take a sledgehammer to that critical thinking
through however you want?
Okay.
So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's because, again, when you spark that thought, you quite literally stray from the media. Then the media says this, then you don't think, okay, that's true. Like 60% of the population does. You then think, oh, I'm gonna have to think about that. Your mind changes. It changes your thought. It changes how you say something. You go from, okay, that's true, to actually, let me flesh that out. Like, as a person who does debate, whenever a media tells you something, like, actually I think it was last year, my resolution was autonomous systems in war. Like, should we or not? And one of the news came on as something in China about there being new autonomous systems, and they said something like an insane claim. I can't remember what it was. And instead of going, oh, that's true, since I did debate, I just studied that out, fleshed that out, and then put it in my paper and stuff. So I think that it changes your thought. Critical thinking, to me, is the lead to your truth. It doesn't mean you have to be right. It just means you have a way to find a truth instead of something that's told.
I think, to me, that's the most powerful principle that you get through a homeschooling that the school system doesn't. The school system will tell you that they're teaching you critical thinking.
Tell you how to think.
And I just to give you an example, part of my children's upbringing, they were told to become an activist. And I had a problem with that. And I went to speak to the teacher, and the teacher said, no, we're not telling them who to be active for. We just want them to get engaged and be active. And I'm like, but you're activating. You're giving them the frame to operate within, and then giving them the illusion that they have critical thinking and free choice within the parameters that you already set up. And I got a lot of, glossy-eyed stares back at me. They were like, what are you talking about? They're not the school system, at least in my humble experience, they're not aware of Marxist indoctrination. They don't understand frame control and communication. And so they're operating within that, thinking they have all this free, choice. So why don't we shift a little bit and start talking about your entrepreneurial gene? Because, oh my gosh, dude, you are
What part?
The teams.
Oh,
like
well.
So I have to confess. So when we talked in a little pre-interview call, I literally was like, "Where's my notepad?" Because I need to start taking notes. Because you have set up. Let's go through all the teams that you already have in your little 2-week fledgling organization with millions of views. It's incredible.
So I was just me at first. And then I posted the video. I got all those views, and naturally I had a whole bunch of direct messages. I took the time of all day to go through all of them as they came in. There were 2 that stuck out to me. These 2 were fine with being name dropped, so I'm going to. Zach, he is my the Discord board president. Okay. He organizes all my online events and ideas for those events. He's the organizer. And then I got my Discord council VP, Caleb. And he's also out of Discord. He also does my IT. He runs the media team and the social teams. We'll get to that. But he's been a huge help to us as of Zachary, because he's those 2 were a power team. And I got him. And then from there,
are they teenagers too?
They are. Okay. Caleb's 14, and then Zachary's 15.
Okay.
Then I put up first I did a moderator team, because you need that in a community. I have around 15, 16 members in that. 5 of them being trial staff, so we're still trying to figure out.
How many people got over to Discord?
I have 1,000 and I'm probably 1,100.
That's great.
It's a small community for a Discord server, but it's a great start.
Those are the people that understand the tech and understand.
And those are my age too. Yeah. That's why I started a Discord service, because it would be more my age.
Okay.
The moderator team, I have 10 main moderators. So what they do is if anybody says anything that's we don't agree with, or something that's bad, it either gets debated or it gets taken out. That's what they do. And in voice chats as well. Then I got a trial staff moderators, which are just trying to figure out if they're good for moderator yet. Then I got a media team. All they do is, if I send them a video, if I did a podcast that was mine, I'd give them the video, they'd flesh it out, they'd clip it, they'd edit it, and they do all that for me, and then they give me back and I post it. I also have a social media team, which is basically just Caleb at this point. But we have a few other teams we're building that I really don't know about right now, because it's mostly Caleb and Zach. That's okay. But we have a lot of people that are really working with this. I got a worship leader. He's a worship leader and a math teacher. He loves God. He loves to, he actually wrote a few songs, and what I want to do soon is a worship and Bible study, all that kind of stuff. So I got him and a Bible study leader. His name is Isaiah. And what he does is every few days we do a Bible study, and we flesh out the book of Romans to whatever book he picks. And then from there, I got, who else was it? A youth pastor. I thought that was extremely cool, because everybody in the Discord, almost everybody is youth. I thought that was extremely useful. So we're putting up Bible study events, debates, Q&As, because I want to keep the community engaged. But I do have a whole bunch of people around me.
Well, the fact that you don't have everything nailed down.
Yeah, because it happens so fast.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if it was 4 weeks old, you would have had all these answers. Or
it started slower.
And that doesn't touch his merch team.
Oh, yeah. I got I set up a merch. I guess I say we, but I mean my COO, my sister, set up a merch designs. We have a whole bunch of designs. She's got designs on Ready. She loves doing that kind of stuff. So she's got designs that are on Ready. She's got designs that are already out. We got a store up.
She also collaborated with someone out of California. His kids came home from a Turning Point event, saw the dad, showed dad the video, And he called us right away and said, look, this is what we do for a living. We do it for some Christian
Great
artists, some Christian rap artists. We do concerts. We know how to make this logistics work for you. So please let us help you. So his sister has worked with them for these last couple weeks and worked out 2 different platforms. She launched one store and the store crashed.
So many people came on, it just crashed.
Amazing.
So she had to move, and he's been so amazing, Chris. It's just come together like that.
That's incredible. It's incredible what you've been able to do in such a short period of time.
We had a guy call us and say, I've got a plane. I know you guys are going to get invited. Well, let me get there. So he calls and I'm like overwhelmed at, oh my word, a man with a plane wants to talk to us. I mean, you can't make this up.
Yeah.
And so we missed each other in a couple call appointments. And then finally, early in the morning, we talked to each other. He's out of California. He says, look, he said, I'm an aviation instructor. I have a fleet of pilots that if you will send me your travel logistics, I'll tell you whether it's more efficient to be on the road or if we can just hop you around a state.
Wow.
And I'm like, a fleet? You've got to be kidding me.
Wow.
So yeah, stuff like that is happening behind the scenes all the time.
Where there's a need, there's a way. There's God's fulfilling all the needs, more than you probably even knew that you had.
Interesting that you should say that.
Yeah.
So I got to thinking about it, and
Of course you
right. So I got to thinking, so many times we hear that if you just had faith enough, right?
Faith of a mustard seed.
Right. But like God says that he'll do more than you can expect, imagine, or ask for. So he's already expecting us to underestimate him. We never really expect God to show up and show off. We just expect him to meet the minimum requirement if we do all the right things in the right way, asking for the right thing. So as long as he has the gavel in the hand, then we expect him to show up and show off. But this is evidence that that's not exactly how he works. He is waiting to show up and show off on our behalf.
Well, it's apparent.
Right.
It's apparent, but you've already done the legwork and the pre-work. I think, Charlie, that's what's so special about you is that you clearly have been, studying and debating and learning how to communicate and to dress, and
Thanks.
that is part of the reality is that you're communicating and how you show up and how you present yourself. So you'd already done the work. So I think that was, to me, one of the real reasons why this is really blowing up so quick.
And wholly unaware of where this was headed. It was interesting, the feedback we got early, because this all came together and our family so synergistically answered this call, it looked as if we had premeditated all of this, which is absolutely impossible to have pulled this together like it is.